Hello everybody, my name is Gothic Welcome to the 1.0 release of Tabulo, a board building chess Balatro-like. It's incredibly good. I played a lot during a playtest and the demos, and the developers sent me a key to play the game in 1.0. You should know that. We're getting the tutorial again because I cleared my save, but we can skip the tutorial. I know what's going on. So we have these matches to get through. So this is us as the crown. We're going to play against this guy here, and then one of these two on the right, then another match before doing a boss blind. This is our chessboard. Right now we have two pawns that attack each other, and so if we click here, we go into our match. We need to score 2 points to win. We can put our pieces anywhere we want to. We can have 3 pieces on the board at once, and this is tournament number 1 of 6, and if we score, each pawn will attack the other, and they have a base value of 1 each. So 1 + 1 for attacking, 1 + 1 for attacking makes 4. We get $5 of reward and interest of $1. We can continue for 6, and now we have a shop. Here in the shop, we can buy more pieces to go onto our board to attack one another, or we can buy these tiles. They're kind of like jokers, except instead of existing up in this space here, if we want them to actually be active, we have to find room for them on our chessboard. So, rook's neighbouring pawns score for +4. We don't have any rooks. Every piece counts as having no neighbours, excuse me. Bishops score each other for 1.25x. Right, I do not have any of these things right now, so I'm not going to commit to any of that. Instead, I'm going to take a knight and stick it right there, and this knight attacks that pawn and that pawn. We can see it by the green highlights, and we can go into our next round. So we can either try and score 4 points for a victory, or if we try and score 5 points, it will shuffle all pieces around at the start of the round. I think we can deal with that, because if the knight ends up in either of these two places, it's still going to attack whichever pawn ends up here. So score, they get shuffled, we can see them attacking one another, and we get 7 points, and because we did that, we get an additional reward, and that reward was a ruby square down here, which if a piece is on it, will randomize that piece each round. And up here we have a gold square with a 25% chance to gain $1 when scored a piece on this tile, maximum $3 per round. So pieces with exactly 1 neighbor score for +7. We can use this coin to increase the rank of a piece by 1, or we can gain 2 random pieces. Now, I don't believe we can gain 2 random pieces because we do not have room for 2 random pieces, but let's take pieces with exactly 1 neighbor score for 7. We can put it up here just for the time being, and it says lovers, pieces with exactly 1 neighbor score for 7, but if you want it to be active, we have to put it down on our board somewhere. So let's take a pawn here, because this ruby square is going to randomize that pawn, and most everything will be better than a pawn. And we'll do that. We can still take 1 more piece. So what I don't know is if this is on diagonals or not. Next upcoming, we need 6. We're going to get 6, so we can go next round. So we did this guy. This one was the one who we chose to fight here. So now we're doing the skewer. Spawn 5 red knights. All other pieces lose 10% points if scored. Okay, so clearly we don't want this knight being attacked by this guy. So instead we can do this. Oh, now you're being attacked by them. That's really annoying. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That should be enough points. We can also then see if either of these scores the additional 7 for lovers. It did, so that's good. And now we have another knight. Use to gain 3 random pieces. Pawns score each other for +5 points. Gain a random tile if you have $4 or less at the start of the round. Pawns, we don't have multiple pawns anymore. We could buy a whole bunch of pawns, but I don't know that I want to. We just scored 24, we need to score 8, so I think we're going to be okay. You attack you attack you, that's all fine. So, score. Oh, you've been trained back into a pawn. That's annoying. Okay, so he has one neighbor. Why isn't this pawn scoring for 7 either? This one gets them for 7. They go back to them for 1. Then you attack them for 7 because you have one neighbor. Not sure. Queens score pieces of other ranks for +8. Used to make a square emerald. Used to make a piece gold. Let's make this square emerald. +5 base points. Not bad. Let's make this piece gold. 25% gain $1 when scored. Max $3. We have 19. Let's reroll for 5. Gain $3 at the end of the round. Love that. Used to make a piece gold. Used to make a piece gold. You know what? Sure. Disable 20 random squares. Bonus, modify 2 random squares. I'm not going to do that right now. I'm just going to keep going with what we've got. You're back as a knight. I don't know why this isn't... Oh, yeah, that's a knight, so it's obviously not attacking this pawn. That's not how those work. Another knight. Pieces scored by kings gain 1 base point. Pawns score each other for +5. Used to make a piece emerald. I can't attack both of these knights right now, unfortunately. Let's swap those. And we'll take this knight just so that one of these guys has a neighbor for our lovers. Previous score 34, upcoming 24. As we defeat boss blinds, we get 1 extra piece allowance on our board, which is good to know. We'll make this guy emerald. We now have $5. Destroy all tiles in inventory. Well, we don't have any tiles in our inventory, so very little for me to worry about there. Another knight. Alright, that's gone well. 59 points, a bunch of money. If pawns surround a queen or king at the start of the round, it's destroyed and the pawns upgrade to bishops, knights, or rooks. Used to give all pieces +5 base points. That seems too good not to. Used to increase the rank of a piece by 1. Alright, this is now a bishop, so unfortunately none of these knights are on a diagonal with one another. But that's fine. A quartz piece re-triggers at the end of the round. Okay. Let's put that there. So you've got a neighbor. If I do that, you attack there, and you've got a neighbor. That should be fine. Next round. 30 points. Everybody's a knight. So this knight is attacked in 1, 2, 3, 4 places. So it's getting tons of extra value from the lovers. Pieces score lower ranked pieces for +4. So that means this bishop would attack this knight for +4. I'm going to move that to there, buy a pawn here. I'll take this guy, stick it up there. 3 random pieces is no good. I'm going to put this pawn next to that so we can keep our lover's value up. Go to our next round. Spawn 5 red bishops, -$1 if scored. Bonus, gain a bishop. Sure. Right, we can't move the red pieces. This is the important part to know about this thing. I wish I could see all of the highlighted bishop squares at once, but it is what it is. We could just take kind of a big cash penalty, but I'd obviously rather not. You now have a neighbor, which is not ideal. Alright, we'll go with that. I think this should be fine. That lover's sound effect is much louder than everything else, isn't it? Alright, 177 points. Come out with that with $8. There's our bishop. So our pieces are now 8 of 8. Let's go settings, audio. Drop those sound effects a bit. Pieces without neighbors have 50% chance to multiply their final score by 1.25x. Bishops gain +10 temporary points at the start of the round. Pieces scored 6 times in a round gain +3 base points at the end of the round. There's lots of very interesting stuff here. Pieces scored 6 times in a round. If I could have 6 bishops in a line, that would be great. Can we do that? 1, 2, 3, 4. We can't. Not without them having neighbors at least. Also, I don't have 6 bishops. There is that to consider. At any point we can take anything to our drop to sell. It'll tell you how much when you hover over it. But right now I don't want to do that. Something else that you can do, which is I always forget to do, but is incredibly good game design here, is you can save the layout, move a bunch of stuff around for like a boss, and then after the boss, load the layout you were in so that you don't have to rearrange everything afterwards. Just, chef's kiss. Pieces scored 6 times in a round, gain +3 base points at the end of the round. I love the idea of this. I also love the idea of bishops being extra valuable. Pieces without neighbors. I mean, I love the idea of that as well, but where am I going to put it? And this is kind of the rub, is that we want all of our pieces to be in line and score with one another, but we also need to make sure that we can get pieces to attack each other and all of the tiles that we want onto the board. So this knight is being attacked once, twice, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. That's good. Let's go next round. Disable 3 rows of squares. Damn. Right, you can go there. You can go there. This is a problem, isn't it? I should have saved before I started moving everything. That's exactly what I'm talking about. I don't know if the tiles, if these things have to be off of the other guys to work. We need 90 points. We're almost certainly going to get 90 points, aren't we? 90 points shouldn't be that hard to achieve. Can I put you up there? Put you there. Well, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 attacks. I guess we can test if toy blocks upgrades the value of this knight on this occasion. It does. Cool. Okay, good to know. Let's get to the shop. Load our layout again. So this guy's now worth 10, which is very nice. Let's get the pawn back on here. What is this? Each round that no rooks are moved, rooks gain 3 base points. I don't have any rooks. Used to make a piece emerald. Used to make a piece gold. Emerald ones have +5 base points. $12. We can take a pawn, but I don't think I need to right now. So let's go next round. Like every round we could min-max forever, but likelihood is we're definitely getting to 100 points. So long as things like the toy blocks are helping something, then I'm not too worried. All that adds up to 373. This guy gets even stronger. We've got a lot of money. Emerald pieces and squares give +5 more bonus points. I mean, yeah, I would love that. Let's get this knight here so that I can buy a pawn there. We'll slide that in there. Used to make a square emerald. Used to make a square dark. We don't have any need for that right now. Let's reroll once. A sapphire pawn. 25% to score others for 1.5x. That sounds very good. I'll sell this guy for $1 to buy that guy for $2. I would like a bishop as well. Because I would love to get to a line of 6 bishops. Would be so strong. This knight is worth least to me. That is 4 bishops. Pieces score higher ranked pieces for +4. At the end of round, randomize all pieces. No thanks. Used to make a piece emerald. Next round, let's see. Spawn 2 red kings. Destroy pieces they can score at start of round. Next shop is free. I love a free shop. Okay, well, clearly we are not keeping these guys around here. The bishops can all attack each other. I'm going to put that there so they can attack each other, and then the rest are basically avoiding the realms of these kings. Of course, if there is really a lot of scoring to go on, you can speed up with the speed up button multiple times, or you can just hit skip. Take our winnings. If there is at least 1 piece of each rank and 1 of each piece and square modification, all pieces score 1.5x. We don't have that because we don't have a king or a queen or a rook. Let's move you away. Now, we're not getting as much value out of the lovers, but I don't need to. Used to increase the rank of a piece by 1. Knights become bishops, right? Yes. Alright, that's 5 bishops. If we can get 1 more bishop, I'd be very happy. Disable the center diagonals. It's kind of rude, but okay. Right, that's the bishops all attacking one another. You attacking those, you attacking those. You're attacking those. I think that'll be fine. Knight. Yeah, you can just crank on that button. Makes everything happen real fast. 501. Plus an extra chunk at the end. Can I not load my saved layout? Well, it's not too complicated to fix. And look, a 6th bishop. So, I'm just gonna put that up there for a second. Now, our knights can kind of flank the bishops in a manner that lets them just attack 2 bishops apiece. Obviously, the bishops aren't attacking any of the knights in this arrangement, but that's okay. I'm gonna take the lovers off. It's not doing much for us right now. I can go there. $18 is not bad. We've got a capped number of pieces right now. Multiply the final score by 1.2x for each neighbor to a king that is not a pawn. I mean, I almost want to buy that just so that when I get a king, I can surround it with stuff. Used to modify 2 random squares. I don't want to do that. If something becomes ruby on my diagonal, I would be upset about it. $320. So, pieces scored 6 times in a round gain +3 base points. Each bishop is attacked by 5 bishops and at least 1 knight. So we see each bishop attacking every other bishop. And then the knight's just doing some incremental work on the side. And then they all get +3 base points. And then next round, they'll get +3 base points, and so on and so on. Pawns next to higher ranked pieces are scored for +4. No. I think we just go... previous score 530, upcoming 640. Oh dear. I'm going to need more points. Well, if I got rid of the lovers. That's a problem. When you reroll the shop, pieces score for +2. Currently 0. Used to make a piece of amethyst, used to make a square light. A king! A king! What luck. Multiply the final score by 1.2 for each neighbor to a king that is not a pawn. No room. We have to get rid of something. Boring knight. Interesting king. Do I think 3 pieces bordering this is enough? Or do I want to bring some of the knights in closer? I think this will be okay. Set money to 0 if modified pieces are scored. No thanks. So, multiply the final score by 1.2 for each neighbor So if we score 500 points and then get an extra 100 and then get an extra 120 and so on, I think this is going to be great. Also, our bishops just keep becoming more valuable after every round, so that's good news. So we want to see what our final score is. 579, 814, 977, 1173, 1407, 1689. I have a puppy in my lap. If you didn't know, I recently got a puppy. He's come to say hello. So that's gone much better thanks to that king. Kings also score all edges of the board. Gold pieces and squares have a 100% chance to trigger. And that guy where we need one of everything that we definitely do not have. We can afford a new piece. I'm going to get this rook so it's next to the king. And I'm going to do this as well because after the bishops all attack each other, I think the remaining score is so worth it. Spawn 5 red bishops minus $1 if scored. Honestly, that's not terrible, I think. So 770 is not enough, but by the time all of our 1.2s scale through, we're crushing it. We come out with that with $5 plus 6 more. All pieces score for 5 plus if you have more than 10 pieces. I have 12 pieces, so that'll be grand. City. We can take one more piece. I'm just going to take this pawn to go next to this king. Previous score 3,451, upcoming 1,000. This is our 6th tournament, so if we can get past the trap, we will win. Hit that score button. Let those numbers start climbing. All right, I think we're gonna win. I think we're gonna win. All right, 1,200 before our bonuses. $4,400 after. Pieces without neighbors score for +8, gain $1 extra interest. Used to gain $20 and a cursed tile. Must have space for a 2x2 cursed tile. Alright, I'm gonna sell this pawn. Buy this bishop. Do I want $20 that badly? You know what? Why not? So does nothing and cannot be sold or moved to the inventory. So that's just there now. We have $27. Let's do next round. Disable 3 random pieces. Nope. If you disable my king, I'd be very upset. So let's try the skip button. Everything just happens in an instant. 1,100. 14, 17, 2,000, 24, 29, 35, 42, 51. Good show. $37. This is our last shop. Make a square emerald. Sure. Pieces on the edge of the board score for +4. Pieces score higher ranked pieces for +4. Pieces in the corner re-trigger at the end of the round. And make sure we keep the king surrounded. And let's swap those so that the sapphire one in the corner is the one that re-triggers. 25% chance to gain $1 when a piece on the bottom row is scored. No, don't need it. Make a square amethyst. Bargain. Used to gain a copy of your highest ranked piece and a curse tile. Must have room for a 2x2 tile. Can I make room for a 2x2 tile? Is a great question. Well, we don't need toy blocks anymore. So give me a copy of that king. That can go there. Actually, I think it would be better if it went somewhere like that. And it has a decent number of neighbors. You have 15 pieces over 14 because we do get to oversubscribe to pieces with that coin we used. Spawn 2 red kings, destroy pieces they can score at the start of the round. Start of the round. That's gross. Alright, here's what we're going to do then. Cheeky strategy. We are going to move our stuff into positions where hopefully our pieces are less likely to be impacted. I like that there. I like that there. It's basically just this tile here and a couple of those up there that are very bad. I think this will mostly be fine. So you're going to destroy pieces, not tiles, just pieces. I want to make sure these guys are able to score on at least one. Actually, doesn't matter which king they can score against. Let's just do that. So 3,000 points to win. I did not put the rest of this stuff back on. Hopefully it won't be the end of the world. Come on, be good to me. With 2 kings, we should be able to get lots of extra value out of this. So 1,600, 2,000, 24, 29, 3,500, 42, 51, 61, 73, 88, 10,000, 12,000, 15,000, 18,000. We crushed it. Right, you can go into endless mode. I'm not going to do so today. I think there is definitely going to be scope for doing that on other days, but right now, go and check the game out for yourself. The link is down in the description to find the game. It's $9.99. I don't believe there is a opening discount, but you can get it bundled up with a couple of other games if you check the Steam page. Thank you very so much for watching. Hit that like button, subscribe for more. I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.